Hello, troopers, and welcome to the 501st Com Chatter. I'm Chloe.
I'm Will, and welcome to another episode. We're sorry that it's a little bit later. We did plan to do it on Thursday, but we had a problem with the computer at the very last minute, unfortunately. But we're here now, so we're going to do it right this second.
Yes.
We have a fun one planned.
Mhm.
We are going to be doing another tier list. I think the movies one was quite fun.
Mhm.
So we're going to be doing Star Wars TV shows tier list. Now, on the tier list maker website, I'm surprised that no one has actually done a TV show Star Wars tier list on its own.
Mhm.
So on the list, you will see the movies as well, but we're just going to ignore those because we did those 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
So, yeah. We hope you enjoy this episode. Again, this is our preferences, choices.
Mhm.
So don't have a go at us if you don't agree.
No.
Let us know your list.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't really have any news. There's no figures, is there? I think the only
No.
thing that we've seen that's new is a R2D2 Easter Bunny
Mhm.
droid, but it's not the most exciting. But maybe we'll show it next week.
I think it's called like R2BY or something. It's like R2 Bunny.
R2 Bunny.
Yeah. But yeah, we haven't got a picture of it, but it's basically like a vintage collection, and it's like a R2D2. It's like blue and pink, and it's got like little bunny ears. It's quite cute.
If you're into collecting the novelty figures, because they do the holiday ones, don't they? The special Christmas ones and that.
Yeah.
So, and the Halloween as well. So maybe if you're into
Yeah,
collecting the novelty ones, maybe that one's for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. It's been really quiet, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the last thing we heard was the Lego AT-AT driver helmet series and stuff like that. There's been rumors that there's going to be a Millennium Falcon polybag set, but other than that, there's just been nothing really. So
it's been a bit on the quiet side. Like I said, there's probably going to be some reveals coming up some point soon, but it is what it is. But we do have a personal reveal. We did sort of mention 2 weeks ago. He's finally here. He's joined his brothers
in our collection.
In our collection, indeed. Now, I know some of you are going to be like, "Why is he out of the box?" Because every other one in our collection's out of the box.
Even the Rex guys.
Even the Rex, because
the Funko Pops.
It's not one that we're gonna sell on, is it?
No.
It's not like we're buying these to resell. It's like we're buying them because we want to show them off in our collection. And I think you need to have it out of the box to show it off properly, because otherwise you can't see it.
And also, I've developed this technique of opening the boxes so they don't look like they're opened.
Yes.
So whenever the boxes are still pristine.
So whenever we get a Funko, Chloe's the one that opens them. And then I get it. She's like, open it, and she's like, here you go, have a look. But yes, are you ready?
Yes. Da, 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 da.
We have Commander Cody. There he is. There he is. Him.
So for you listeners that can't see him, this is the Commander Cody Funko Pop from a few years ago now. So it's really hard to get hold of. But we managed to get one.
And he's got the little Order 66 holocron.
Yeah, he's got like a little
the
Emperor.
Colour actually shows him up now. There you go.
Yeah. Nice. The little Emperor Palpatine, but it looks like a bitty pop that's like on his hand, but it's obviously transparent because it's like a hologram.
But when you look at the detail on the face, you can actually see that it is clearly Palpatine. I've never really looked at it, but you can see it. It's definitely angry Palpatine. And yeah, he is very cool. And is one thing that bothers me about the Star Wars Funko Pops is because they're the bobbleheads, sometimes when you open them on the packet, like out of the box and that, their head might be a little bit lopsided. I'm just having a little look at the collection.
Because they got like the springs on them.
Now, most of them are pretty good. I'm looking at them there. The one I think which is the worst one possibly is the OG Clone Trooper there. If you have a little look, you can see that he is very lopsided.
Yeah.
But Cody's properly straight, and I love that. And so's like the Rex. Because for me, like, I wish they weren't the bobbleheads.
Yeah.
But, that's how it is. We also did have a little panic.
Yes.
Because I immediately, when Chloe was looking at it, she was like, oh, look. Pulled him off the base. And I had a little panic attack being like, oh, my God. What have you done? And then I was like, oh, my God, have we got a fake? And then you had a little look up on you watched a video on an unboxing of one, and the guy was like, yeah, on these older ones you could pull them off the base,
because obviously the non-Star Wars ones, they don't usually come with a base, so I think it is quite nice to have the option if you were having it displayed with like other Funkos,
but in my opinion, because of every other Star Wars one having the little Star Wars base, I wouldn't want it without it because it'd look weird.
Yeah.
But he does look so cool, and probably might be one of my favourite Funkos in our collection.
Yeah.
He's so cool. And like I said, one that I've been wanting for a very long time. And we finally got him. But I have noticed just before we went on a little mistake, I think. You haven't noticed it, have you?
No.
Is his rangefinder on the wrong side? Because if you look at every other clone and person there,
he's not. Because if you look at your other little Commander Cody, is on that side.
Because I was just looking there. Because the Rex has got it on the other side. Boba's got it on the other side. Bo-Katan's got it on the other side, and even the clone minifigs have also got it on the other side.
Yeah.
So. No, my mistake.
Well, Commander Cody's is on the other side because we've got like this little helmet thing here. I don't know if I'm able to show you guys.
He is quite cool though.
There we go. So we've got this little helmet, but there's the Funko.
Hold that one then.
And
so it is on the right
side.
So
it's on this side, but like Rex's and Boba Fett's and stuff is on this side.
How strange.
Who knows? Maybe Cody was just like a left-handed person or something.
Maybe he's like, nah, just put it on the other side. Put it on the other side. I don't want it on this side.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I do think it is really cool though how on this Funko, like the Palpatine looks like a little bitty pop. But yeah, he's very cool.
Yeah, and very detailed as well.
Yeah.
I like it. And I'm so glad that we've got him in the collection.
He's in the collection.
Yep, a fine addition to our collection. I think probably the next Star Wars Funko we will get will probably be 5s. Because I think that's coming out pretty soon, I think.
Yeah.
Those retro ones.
I think so too, because it's been announced for a while and they obviously released like the official pictures for it.
I think it will be soon, and I think the 5s and obviously Neil. At some point we need a Neil.
We do.
Neil Nation, guys.
We went to a shop, when was it? A couple of weeks ago. And they did have them in. And
they had every Skeleton Crew Funko except Neil.
Yeah.
And they had like rows and rows of them.
I know. Apart from Neil.
Oh,
and I even asked, because they had like a gap there for Neil. And I asked the lady, and then she checked out back, and she was like, "No more of him."
Because I remember you said you were like, she was like, "What does he look like?" You were like a blue elephant.
Yeah. I was like, "Can I just check if you've got a Funko in stock?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, it's one of the Star Wars Skeleton Crew ones. He's called Neil. He's like a blue elephant dude. A blue elephant dude."
Yeah, that was.
But yeah, as soon as I said that, she knew who I was on about, and then she was like, "Okay." And then it was like, no, we don't have any more of him. And I was like, oh,
No.
he's fine. One day Neil will be in our collection.
Little Neil.
Not that we can really fit him on the shelf, but you know.
Yeah, no. But yeah,
That's
we'll
when
make,
IKEA comes in handy. Then.
Yes, and we make room for Neil.
Yes.
we get a whole new shelf just for Neil.
Just for Neil.
But yeah, there is some good ones out there. But like, I think now that I've got this one,
that one's really special.
I think I think I'm pretty good in terms of now wanting any Star Wars Funkos, apart from Neil and Fives.
Because Will is a nightmare and he wants all the Funkos.
Sorry, I'm sorry, I can't help it.
Until another Star Wars show comes out and then he's like, oh, I really want this one.
Well, I wasn't planning on getting any of the Skeleton Crew ones,
but Neil was
Neil
very
won
cute.
my heart,
and
you also want Neil,
yeah.
so it makes it better. Because if you want one as well,
to be fair, I don't stop you from buying all these collectibles because it is cool and
you see it as our collection.
Yeah.
So you're like, the Commander Cody's in our collection.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win for you.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, so that's it for the sort of news, really. Like I said, it's not a lot, really. So you might as well crack on with the
today's episode.
And again, please, guys, just remember, this is our personal preferences. Don't hate us.
Yeah, please do.
Alrighty, so okay. So I think we should start off with probably the most obvious one.
Yep.
Probably the one that will be in most people's S tiers.
Yeah. The Clone Wars.
100%.
Yeah.
I friggin' love the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars is my favourite Star Wars TV show.
Yep.
Like, I could very easily watch all of it and then go watch it again.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a show for me that I love the characters in it. I love some of the stories in it, like most of the arcs in it as well. You know, it just adds more life to the Clone Wars and to the whole prequel era. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I would say the Clone Wars is my favourite TV show out of all of them. Not that there's anything wrong with the rest of them, but it's just...
Oh, yeah, of course. You know, we've got
like
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 7 tiers possibly here. But this is the GOAT. This is the best one.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion.
Yeah. I agree. And I mean, for us, the prequels is like the era that we sort of grew up with. So I think, you know, in terms of that, it's sort of like our favourite kind of era. So yeah.
Yep. No faults there.
I think if the only way they would beat that is if they made like a live action Clone Wars. That
even, you know, like when you look at the what do you call it? When you look at one of everyone's favourite bits from Ahsoka was seeing the Clone Wars in live action. Everyone wants to see Kenobi in the Clone Wars armor, like Ewan McGregor in live action. You know what I mean? Like, we got introduced to characters like Rex, Fives, the Bad Batch, you know, Ahsoka. And I think it gave more depth to certain characters and their relationships with people in it, you know.
Yeah. And I know, like, when the Clone Wars movie came out, like, I think we talked about this a couple episodes ago, where, like, everyone didn't like the fact that Anakin had a Padawan. called Ahsoka, and like who was she? She wasn't in any of the films, and everyone just didn't like it because it was completely different. But I think the series definitely helped, because you know, you got to know the characters a lot more, and I think, you know, bringing in more familiar characters as well, you know, like Padme and like, you know, characters we didn't really see in the Clone Wars movie, then it's developed these other characters more because it's like, oh, they're friends with that person, blah blah. Anyway, I'm rabbiting on.
No, this is absolutely fun because at the end of the day, like we've got quite a few shows to talk about.
Yeah,
but
I think Clone Wars is one that lives in our hearts because it's one that you can just throw on the TV, like whether you're watching it in the background while you're doing your ironing, or if you're actually watching it. Like, there's so much great Star Wars in the Clone Wars. You know, you've got all these arcs. You've got the Umbara arc, which you really like. There's obviously Siege of Mandalore.
Why I really like the Umbara arc is, again, not just because it's the 501st, because I know that's like the easiest answer, but I was like, it gives so much depth and character development to the clones. Whereas, you know, in Revenge of the Sith, we see them as like, oh, they just following this order of like kill the Jedi, you know what I mean? Whereas in Umbara, we see them with Pong Krau, who really does like mistreat them, and they've eventually, you know, they have their own personalities and desires and stuff, and we see that they can stand up to being told what to do, and they're not just a mindless zombie droid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, I think, you know, like you said, you can put it on anytime. Like I said, this is probably the show where I could put it on and just watch and watch and watch, and wouldn't, you know, it wouldn't. I know I want to watch it in a like order, which I think is the best way to do it, because, you know, there's some moments where you see a character in one episode and then you see them later and they're dead, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it. And
I think also, like, you know, when you like you said, when you watch Revenge of the Sith, it doesn't give you much of a story on the clones. It's like, oh yeah, the clones are working with them, and then all of a sudden they turn against the Jedi, and like, you don't really understand it. But the Clone Wars, it gave all these clones like such a character. You know, you don't really see much in the films, but after watching the Clone Wars, you get to know the clones by name, and like, you get really attached to them, and you see how hard it was for them to commit Order 66 and all that, and it gives the clones such a backstory to the prequels that it's just, you know, it's really good.
Yeah, I think, again, like, you know, this is, I think as well, when you look at like Revenge of the Sith, I think it makes Order 66 even that more heartbreaking, because you see the relationship Plo Koon has with the 104th.
Yeah.
And then they just turn on him and kill him, you know.
Yeah.
And I know, obviously, the Clone Wars explains the chips and that, and, you know, it's just like...
Yeah.
But it's so good, and I think the animation in it as well, great. Especially in that final season as well. Spot on.
Speaking of the final scene, the obviously bit where Ahsoka is looking out into like hyperspace, and then she gets like the feeling of Anakin, like something's wrong with Anakin, and then you overhear the dialogue from Revenge of the Sith, and
what have I done?
It really brings it all together, because it's like, oh, so when that was happening, then Ahsoka was doing this, and then Kenobi was there, and then Bo-Katan was there, and like, it all slots together, and I think it's very cool.
Yeah, but I think that's the like most obvious answer, that one.
Yeah.
100%.
Anyway, sorry, we've been going on about Clone Wars for about 20 minutes now.
It's fine. I'm gonna start with the next big one.
Yeah.
don't know what you think about this. You can correct me if you think differently.
Okay.
So we're going to do Rebels. Star
Okay.
Wars Rebels.
Yep.
Because that's technically like the other big one, isn't it, really? Like
Mm.
animated thing. I'm going to put it... It's all right.
Yeah.
I think it's okay. I think there's moments in it that I like. There's also some really powerful emotional bits
Mm-hmm.
where I can't believe I'm saying this on a Star Wars podcast, but spoilers alert if you haven't seen Rebels, when Kanan dies,
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really heartbreaking.
Yep.
The bit with Ahsoka and Vader when she damages the mask, and we hear Matt Lanter's Anakin be like, Ahsoka. It's like, oh my god.
And she's like, I'm no Jedi. I love that scene.
The reason I put it in, it's okay, because again, there's some really cool characters in it, and obviously we've seen them come into Ahsoka and being developed. But for me, I wasn't a massive fan of the animation.
Mm-hmm. I think I wasn't a massive fan of the animation either. Like, in terms of the like drawings of it, it's very different style to the Clone Wars drawings.
Yeah.
However, you can still see that, that's meant to be Obi-Wan or that's meant to be Darth Maul, But yeah, I think a lot of the episodes as well were quite filler episodes. But then some of the episodes, I'm like, this is some of the greatest bits in Star Wars, like the scene, obviously spoiler alert again, guys, the scene where Kenobi is on Tatooine and Darth Maul finds him, and then all of a sudden Kenobi goes into like these different poses and stuff, and he goes into like the Qui-Gon Jinn pose, and then Darth Maul thinks, I've killed Qui-Gon Jinn, I can do it again, I know how to battle against this. So then he goes for him, and obviously Kenobi, being the skillful, wise Jedi that he is, ends up defeating Maul in the end. Again. There's bits like that I'm like, that is a really cool thing, and like you said, like the Ahsoka versus Vader, like, it's Padawan versus her master that turned evil. Like, it's incredible stories.
And I think, the introduction, the reintroduction of characters into Star Wars, like Thrawn.
Yeah.
Because at the point, we'd only seen Thrawn or read about him in the Timothy Zahn novels. He wasn't, so they brought his character to life, which I thought was quite interesting. And, there was also episodes which I thought was really interesting, which was the introduction of certain ships and stuff. Like in Rebels, we see Hera come across the prototype for the B-Wing, and we also see how the Rebels get the Y-Wings in Gold Squadron. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's elements in it that I really like, but again, there's also, like you said, a lot of filler episodes. Again, they bring back Rex, bring back Wolf, bring back Gregor.
Yep.
And it's nice to see that they did keep some of these characters from the Clone Wars. But I hope you can also, like, the animation, the fillers, it's okay. It's not my favourite.
I think it's not as easy watching as Clone
I
Wars,
only will watch Rebels if I'm doing like a Star Wars rewatch.
Yeah.
So if we do like Clone Wars films, whatever. So yeah, I'm going to put it there for now. But we can move it about. But I think it's not GOAT tier. It's not great. It's all right.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that for B tier. It's all right. Like it's like I'll say it's all right, because I'd say C is probably like it's okay. Shall we continue with the animation ones while we're here? And then we'll do live action afterwards.
Yeah.
So, just going to put it out there. This one is probably because I haven't seen it. I've not really been wanting to see it. Don't think I will.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars Resistance.
Mm-hmm.
I've got nothing to say on it. I've seen clips, and I'm just not like. Whereas Clone Wars is, I could watch that all day.
Mm.
Like, I haven't found the strength to be like, I want to watch Resistance.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion.
I mean, I think I watched one episode of it and I wasn't overly keen. I think, again, it's like the sort of animation style I don't overly like, and I don't know, it's just a completely different story because it's more, it's set in like the sequels because it takes place with like Poe Dameron. But yeah, I didn't really like it.
That's fair enough.
But, I'm not really one to say much on it because I have only watched one episode of it and that was a while ago.
Again,
But
like I said, I haven't seen it. But
it
then
just
that is
didn't
also
grab
a
me.
reason why to put it in F tier, because I haven't.
It
had
didn't
any
grab me
affiliation with
like
it.
Rebels or Clone Wars did.
Sticking with this F tier, Visions. Again, I haven't seen, not really wanted to see, not really my type of thing.
I think this one I seen 3 or 4 episodes of like the first season. It's a bit of a weird one because there's each episode is like a different person's story, and it's not part of Star Wars. It's just sort of loosely based on it.
Okay.
So, like, I mean, the first episode was actually quite good, and it was basically like a samurai, like an Asian sort of samurai, but his samurai sword was a lightsaber. But the little stories and stuff, they were quite good, but I wouldn't.
So would you say better than Resistance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
Again, I have not seen it, so I
But
cannot.
I mean, it's not part of the Star Wars story, so that's what doesn't drag me to it.
Fair enough.
And I think there was an episode where like Boba Fett was like bobbing to music and stuff, and I just thought that's not Boba Fett. I don't know.
That's not our Boba.
So I only watched a few episodes of it, and I was like, I don't know. But maybe one day I will pick it up again. Same with Resistance, and maybe we'll give it a go and see what it's like. But I'm really sorry, guys, if these are like your favorite programs.
It's just ones that.
It's just ones that don't really grab us.
Okay, sticking with animation. I'm going to start with Tales of the Empire. Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to go.
Tales of the Empire was the one with Barriss, wasn't it? Was it Barriss?
Yes. I'm going to put it there.
And then what was the other one?
Tales of the Jedi. Oh, the other person. Morgan.
Was there 2
Morgan
people?
Elsbeth.
Oh yeah, that was it.
I was a bit disappointed, to be very honest.
Yeah.
Not saying that it's the worst thing ever, but I just was a bit really disappointed with it. I think with how different it was, or comparing it to Tales of the Jedi, I was expecting a lot more from this than I got, and I ended up being a bit disappointed with it. I think the 2 characters that they chose were very, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I feel like Tales of the Empire, if you were going to do it, should have been like Thrawn going up through the ranks, or someone else. Do you know what I mean? Just
Mhm.
something. I don't know. I didn't really like this.
I think the idea behind it was good. Like, you know, giving Morgan Elsbeth a bit more of a backstory and how she knew Thrawn and all of this, because it sort of, again, it's tying it all together with these live action shows, isn't it? So,
I get that.
you know,
I get that.
you're getting more of a backstory from like characters that turned up in The Mandalorian and all
But
that.
then you look at the Barriss story, and I felt like that was just a bit of a waste.
I think it's because a lot of people were wondering what happened to Barriss after Order 66. Did she survive? Did she die? Who knows?
Well,
And then all of a sudden, we find out she became an Inquisitor. You know,
for like a tiny bit, but then it just
Yeah.
yeah.
but then she became sort of good again.
I think they more did it for the fact of like we just want to redeem this character, make her out to be she wasn't all that bad. You know what I mean? But just not a fan in my opinion. But that's.
I mean, I didn't really like Barriss because of what happened in the Clone Wars, how she framed Ahsoka, and all of this. I would never forgive her for that. So, you know,
Fair enough.
You ain't gonna redeem her just by this one series.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Sadly, a no for me.
No, but do you agree with there? Like,
yeah,
it's not.
I wouldn't say it's like the worst series ever, but like, yeah, I probably wouldn't go to watch it again.
Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah, I think this one was a little bit better.
I quite enjoyed this one. I really liked Dooku's story. I think it was really nice to see how he was slowly becoming disillusioned with the Jedi. And then obviously seeing him finally leave. And I thought that was really interesting, especially that like bit with Yaddle when he like basically kills her. I was like, that was quite heartbreaking, and because it was the fact that like I wasn't expecting to see the end of Yaddle in. Like, I know we didn't see her again after the Phantom Menace, but like I didn't expect it to be because of that.
I think again, it's to like clear up questions, isn't it? Like everyone wanted to know what happened to Yaddle. Because she just disappeared and we didn't see her. And you know, because obviously they've made Mandalorian with Grogu, Yaddle is the only person that everyone thinks is his mum. So we want to know more about Grogu's mum.
She's Grogu's mum.
But also there was some quite cool bits. One bit that really stood out to me was the bit where Count Dooku went to the Jedi archives and he deleted Kamino from the system. So again, it's bringing it all together. It's, you know, in episode 2 we find out that Kenobi can't find Kamino on Jedi archives, and then Jocasta Nu is there like, if it's not on our archives, it doesn't exist.
Which was a bit stupid.
And I thought she was a bit rude, but anyway,
side rant. Say, though, one thing I will say about Tales of the Empire and Tales of the Jedi, I really like the posters for them. Like, really cleverly done, really cool. But yeah, no, Ahsoka's story as well. I wasn't a big fan of her sort of origin story because it was just like seeing her with the Force as like a baby. With like the saber-toothed tiger. Yeah, and it was a bit like, didn't really need it. The one with the Order 66 though, with the training, fantastic.
That was quite good. Although I feel like if she would have been stunned that many times, she would not have got back up again.
No, but I just feel like it just helps give like backstory and context as to how she survived that assault on the Venator when all the clones were shooting at her, because it was like she's literally trained for this one moment. Yeah. And I did like the little sort of Easter egg with it where like when they were doing the training bit at the start, there was Kanan with his master, and he was like watching
yeah.
and like I thought that was really cool.
And I liked how they gave Ahsoka like a different outfit as well.
Yeah, and seeing her
That was
like as well with like Padme's funeral as well.
Yeah.
Was really sad. And then obviously like Rex being there as well, like in the valley. It was like, oh, so sad. But also like the end episode, I wasn't a massive fan of as well, because it was like she gets discovered she's a Force user.
Yeah.
An Inquisitor comes, and in the trailer they made it out like he was this really cool, like, and he looked really sinister and bad.
Yeah. And then,
she was like,
2 seconds.
Right.
And then he's gone.
Done. Okay. So that's how she got her lightsabers.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all right. Sorry, it's better than Tales of the Empire and better than the other two by far.
Yeah.
So it's definitely got to go there, in my opinion. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Agree with it so far? I think we're going good. Okay.
I'm happy with that.
Last animation one is one of my faves.
What's this one?
Bad Batch.
Ah, yeah.
Hang on.
Do you know what? There's one that's missing on here.
Is it?
The one with Nubs, the High Republic one.
Yeah.
That one's missing. Which I haven't actually seen that one.
I've seen a little bit of it. I mean, yeah, we sort of forgot about that one. I mean, we don't really need to. But yeah, so let's have a little look at that. A tier. I loved the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
I would almost want to put it in S tier.
I would.
But
I wouldn't say it's as good as Clone Wars.
No.
But I definitely put it higher than Rebels. So I agree with that.
Like I said, I almost want to put it in S tier because I love it that much. I'm not going to put it in S tier because there is quite a few filler episodes in it where they're just doing sort of mundane missions or they're on Pabu, you know. But I love this, and I was gutted that they're not doing anymore with it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like Tech's death. And I'd probably say, you know, it's possibly got one of the best like character developments in Star Wars with like Crosshair, of being like this, you know, part of the you know, Bad Batch to then joining the Empire to then hunting them and then like eventually being tortured by the Empire. And so good. And there's just moments in it that I love. And like I said, I almost want to put it there, but I'm not going to put it in A.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you really like Baby Baron in it as well.
Oh, he's going. That's going. No. For Baby Baron.
But yeah, I really liked the Bad Batch. You know, there were some scenes that really, you know, were gut wrenching. You know, Tech's death and.
Do you know? I really found it quite like. I was quite sad about, even though you're not meant to. Scorch's death.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is a character I played with, like.
Yeah. In Republic Commando.
And I was like, he's turned evil, and this is what he ended up getting just shot.
There were a lot of scenes I was just like, wow, like.
And we kept being like, oh, the rest of the Commando's going to turn up.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
I don't think we did overly good on our bingo list,
no.
did we?
No.
We're going to have to do that again for the next film.
Yeah. Oh, we should have done one for Skeleton Crew. But
should have.
I think it works better for like a season 2 or something, because then you like know all the characters and you like.
True.
Yeah. It's difficult.
Another thing that I will say, possibly a reason why I haven't put it as S tier, is I don't like how they just let Cody be like, I'm going AWOL.
Yeah.
And then for the 2 seasons, we then don't know what happened to him.
Yeah.
Like, where did he go? Like, why is he not joined up with Rex that we see in the show?
I know.
Why has he not joined his little... But then again, you know, there's also like Samson and Hauser, and we get to meet some more cool clones. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's got to go there.
And then we did that little video where where there was that clone
I'm walking
away.
That was a good one. That was a funny one.
That's pinned on our Instagram and our TikTok for you guys.
That's one of your favourite videos. Though.
I love that video. It was just a quick little scene in the Bad Batch. I think it was season 3, wasn't it? Where like this clone was walking along and he had like a data pad in his hand, and I thought a funny thing where I basically did a video and it was him walking along, and then the text on it was like when you got troubles in your life, so you're ordering new Star Wars collectibles on your data pad, and I just
I'm walking away.
Yeah,
that's such a good one.
From the troubles in my life.
Shout out Craig David.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is going well so far.
Yes.
Now onto the live actions.
This one's gonna be more difficult.
This is gonna be difficult. Can I start us off?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're gonna think of this one. I'm worried myself. So we got The Mandalorian.
Yeah. Where are you gonna put my boy?
I think season 3 lets it down, in my opinion.
So
I really like The Mandalorian, but
put it next to Bad Batch.
I've put it up in the same category as it's really good, and I've put it above Bad Batch, which, you know, I'm a little bit like, huh? But I think season 3 let it down. Like, there was some moments in it that were quite good, but then there was also like moments I thought were really bad. When like Mando and Bo-Katan go to that planet, and you got like Lizzo and Jack Black.
Yeah, that's
and I was
true.
like, I don't know if I could have put the show in S tier for that.
I would say Mando season 3 did become more of like Bo-Katan's show.
Yep.
Personally, because it was more so her character development, where she sort of decided, you know, this Mandalorian clan, you know, so what, they take off the helmets, or, you know, sorry, they don't take off the helmets, you know, and I think also her, spoiler alert, seeing the mythosaur as well is a very like special thing to the Mandalorians and stuff.
Like, I think again in season 3 there is bits that I do really like, and some really like emotional bits as well. Like we have, you know, the mythosaur. We see obviously them go to Mandalore.
Yeah. Din Grogu as well.
Yeah.
Which I always thought that was a bit weird.
It is a bit.
Should have been Grogu Jaren, but okay.
And then Vizsla's last stand.
Yeah.
But again, like I said,
that was emotional.
That episode where they like went to the separatist or the droids, and you had like Christopher Lloyd and like Lizzo and Jack Black. I was just like,
yeah.
I just was like, I don't really see the point in this episode. It's like,
I think season 2 is like GOAT tier. That was amazing.
Yes, unfortunately, we're not doing it on that day, so we got to do it.
If this was seasons, then for sure that would be at top. You know, some really great bits.
And the dark reintroduction of the dark saber
was so cool.
But you didn't like season 3.
Season 3.
There you go. See.
Okay, side rant. Okay, I bought the Black Series dark saber. Right, spent £200 on this saber. And then, like, a week or 2 later, because obviously it was when season 3 was, like, airing, bloody Moff Gideon ends up squishing Darksaber and destroying it. So Bo-Katan's like, oh great, can't have that then. And I was like, I shouldn't have bought it. Because now I spent all this money on Darksaber, and now no one's going to want Darksaber, because, like, it's not even in the show anymore.
Cool, isn't it?
I do really like Darksaber. But
and I mean, also, you know, like when you
I
look
was
at like
annoyed.
the end of season 1 of Mando with Luke,
mhm,
with that hallway scene again,
that was so cool.
I've got to say, that's, you know, this show as a whole is got to be like, it's really good.
Yeah.
But there's just elements that I can't put it S tier, because for me, like, when you look at what we've put as S tier, like as Clone Wars, like it's a high level.
Yeah.
It's a high level. But I think that's okay.
But then in terms of all the Star Wars TV shows, because of how good Mando season 2 was and how much Mando season 1 brought so many people back into the Star Wars, like,
I mean, there is a very strong possibility.
I mean, I would
Mando
potentially put it as S just for the first 2 seasons.
Whoa,
But you know, and also Grogu, he's so cute, and
he's not Baby Ben though. If Ben can be S tier,
he's better.
neither can Grogu. No, for that.
No.
For my little argument,
No.
I'm having that. Baby Ben every day.
Yeah, but look how cool Mando looks as well. Like his armor, like you can't get better than.
It's a clone armor.
I know, but
all right. Like, what would you rather
nice
have?
Shiny.
What would you rather have? Mando's armor, or Hunter's armor?
Mando's.
Like, get out. Get out. I can't believe
I have the Mando helmet because it was so cool. Yeah, but Mando is like one of my favorite characters.
I thought Hunter was. Clearly not.
Yeah, Hunter is still one of my favorite characters. Okay, he's one of my favorite clones. But
I think we need to move on because this is getting too intense.
I know.
This is getting intense.
You know, you got to admit, Grogu is like one of the cutest things ever. Yeah. Anyway, we'll keep it. Okay, he's moved it to S tier. You don't seem happy about it though. Okay.
I'm going to leave it there because I mean I was thinking it probably could be S tier.
In terms of all the best Star Wars TV shows that come to your mind, Mandalorian is up there, isn't it?
Okay. Right.
Not necessarily for season 3 because that was a bit of a letdown, even though it had some good bits. But season 1 and 2 brought everyone back into Star Wars again after everyone fell out of love with it.
True.
So
okay, it's an S tier.
I like it.
But
I like Mando.
Baby Ben over Grogu every day. Let's go.
Okay.
Sticking within the same sort of film shows.
Yes.
Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah. Where would you put it?
It's all right.
Okay.
It had a lot of potential, and there was some really cool stuff in it, like the whole final last stand in the plaza with, you know, the Rancor, Cad Bane, Mando turning up, but you had basically a whole 2 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett where Boba Fett didn't turn up, and it was the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And for that,
I mean, those bits were really cool though.
I know, but it's like you can't really say that it's like.
Yeah.
How can you say
It's
that
not really
like
his
what
show.
makes the Book of Boba Fett so good is 2 episodes when he's not in it? You know what I mean? And I mean, like seeing Cad Bane, awesome. Seeing like the better looking Luke and Ahsoka with Luke, very cool. Seeing the modded kids though,
Mm,
and little like speeder bikes.
hmm
Not so good.
And there's so many pikes as well. They were just everywhere in the end, and I was just like, no.
I will admit I have seen many edits
Mm.
of the like speeder bike chase,
Mhm.
and they've put the Power Rangers music
Yeah.
over it, and I love the Power Rangers. You guys know that, but for me, like, it almost was a bit like
Mhm.
bit cringy. But
Yeah. No, I can see that. But I personally did really love the Big Boba, and I think the sort of last couple of episodes were probably some of the greatest sort of scenes in Star Wars TV
I think
shows.
as well, it was also quite short, and it was, you know, we've only had like a tiny
Yeah.
bit.
Like, I really wish that they got to make season 2 of it, because I think it did have a lot of potential.
I think as well, there's just bits that like,
And I think
why
like,
is Boba Fett like wanting to settle down and take over town? Like, I think if they had done it where it's like he goes back out as being like a bounty hunter sort of thing, where he's a bit like more ruthless, like they completely changed his character from being this hard, badass character to being like, yeah, I just want to settle down. I want to be friendly. I want to, like, he goes into the thing. He's like, I don't want trouble. I want to be a good Dayu. And it's like, that's not Boba Fett.
I think it's hard because obviously they've tried to keep Boba Fett as like this lovable character, so they've tried to make him a good guy. But then a lot of people are like, this is not Boba Fett. If you read the comics, he's like a ruthless killer, and they should have made him like that, or they should have kept him in the Sarlacc, you know, like
Should have kept him in the Sarlacc.
And I think also they couldn't really keep him as like this bounty hunter guy because
but they'd already sort of done it with
Mando. It would be another Mandalorian, wouldn't it? Like, it would just be Boba Fett going around, and that was the whole idea from the Mandalorian.
Like I said, I've put it in. It's all right, but
and I think also because they brought this backstory with like the Tuskens and stuff, bringing him like all these other skills, and that is, you know,
like
they couldn't make him. They couldn't make him that bad, you know. I don't know.
I know, but I just feel like with every other bit of media that they have on Boba Fett, and then this is what he is. It's like,
but I think it was really cool how they brought back Ten Morrison.
Yes, I did want them to bring back Ten because I love Ten.
Like, imagine if they didn't, this would have been so bad. But Ten made it so good, and we were lucky.
But we love Ten.
We were lucky enough to meet Ten.
Yes.
And he was so cool.
He is such a nice, genuine guy as well. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
Right. Next up, Andor.
I'm gonna look away because I'm scared on this one.
Oh, no. You looking away? Okay.
I swear if it's in that S tier, I'm walking out.
No, it's not. It's not going to be in the S tier. Don't worry. Hang on. I'm just deciding. Okay.
Okay. Well, that's where I thought you'd probably put it, somewhere there.
I've put it in C tier,
Which sort of middle.
Which is, it's all right. It's okay, sort of thing.
So you put it in the same tier as Tales of the Jedi.
Yes. Now I know this is probably going to cause a load of outrage right now, but
I know some people say that this is the best Star Wars series ever, and
I am looking forward to season 2, and I think there is moments in it that I did quite like, especially the prison scene.
I think the prison scene was the only good thing about it.
I can't remember. I did a TikTok on my own page for some reason where I did like best TV like actors performances in the year.
Yeah.
And I actually think I put Andy Serkis is like 3 or
Mhm.
2, because I thought he was so good in that. And that heartbreaking
was.
scene when they're all leaving, he's like, "I can't swim." I'm like, what? No.
That really frustrated me. Yeah.
And I
was
think
like,
as
"Just
well,
jump!"
like, I did really like the heist scene as well.
Mm.
But there is like a lot of stuff going on in the background that is a little bit slow.
Yeah. I thought it was really slow until it got to the prison bit, and then I quite enjoyed that, and I thought it was quite good how they're basically making bits for the Death Star, aren't they?
Which
And I thought
eventually goes on to kill Andor.
that was clever because they don't realise what they're making, and yet that's the thing that ultimately.
I hope you don't mind me saying this, but Chloe and Chloe's dad refer to Andor as
my dad.
EastEnders in Star.
My dad says it as Star Wars EastEnders. They're sat around having a bunch of cereal and chatting about what they're going to do for the day, and there ain't nothing going on. Okay.
I think there's
that's what my dad thinks.
I think there's some good moments, but it's certainly...
Personally, I wouldn't call it Star Wars EastEnders, but I don't particularly like it because I think it was very slow until it got to the prison scene, and that had potential because it was like they're making bits for the Death Star, which is ultimately going to be the finale.
I will say as well, a character I did find quite interesting was Bill Skarsgård's character. Is it Bill? Is it Bill or Stellan? The one from
Chernobyl.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
I think it's
Bill.
Yeah, Bill. Yeah, because Stellan.
Or is it Stellan?
No, Stellan, because Bill is
Bill's Pennywise,
yeah.
Right.
So
Stellan Skarsgård.
I quite liked his character of like, he's got this front where he's a store guy and he has all these like, I feel like the funny thing is like, if I had a shop in Star Wars, it would probably be like a collector's shop in Coruscant. Like, you got like Padme's little head thing. And
how they had the little like Easter eggs in the background. So they had Padme's headpiece. They had Starkiller's outfit. They had Plo Koon's mask.
But then you see him like outside of it, and it's like there's a real depth to his character. Like that like little monologue scene when he's telling the spy why, he's like, "What have you sacrificed?" And he's like, "I have no friends. I have no family. Like, this is my life," sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's really powerful. And I did really like his character in it. And that little bit where his ship was being taken by the like radar thing, and he just lets go of all the trash, and it like scraps the dish, and he like gets away. I thought it was really cool. So yeah. And also in season 2, there is going to be time jumps, but we are getting K2SO and Director Krennic's back. So fingers crossed, season 2 might put it higher.
If Darth Vader shows up.
Oh, here we go. If he shows up.
If you guys watched the last one 2 weeks ago where we talked about movies, and all I talked about was Darth Vader the whole time.
This is a good one because Darth Vader.
Because Darth Vader is the best character, okay? Love him. Who doesn't?
Bless him. Bless
Darth Vader.
But yeah, I'm quite looking forward to it. And yes.
Yeah.
I will be doing the breakdown episodes by myself for the Andor episode, so you might get a break from Chloe for a couple of weeks because she doesn't want to do the breakdowns.
No, I'm still gonna watch it. Okay.
Every episode is gonna be like, so what do you think of the episode? It's crap. It's rubbish. No. Don't like it. You can talk about it for an hour.
No.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna watch it, okay? But I just didn't overly love season 1 of Andor.
Okay.
Because it's very different to anything else Star Wars. this doesn't have any of the like lightsabers and like Jedis and all that. It's completely like rough part of Star Wars, and I didn't really like it because it was just a bit slow for me.
Okay.
That's the reason.
So we continue.
Because I would rather watch like, you know, Mando.
Paint dry.
No, I'd rather watch like Mando getting some bounties, or like Boba Fett with some Tusken Raiders, rather than some guy sat there eating cereal. I'm sorry, but no.
Why? Why did I just picture when you said I'd rather watch Mando get some bounties? Did I just picture someone in a Mando costume going into Sainsbury's and being like, "Get those bounties, huh?"
Oh my god, we got to do that as a TikTok. I'll go into Asda with my Mando helmet on. Give me a bounty.
Yes. Right, ready?
Yes.
Kenobi.
Yes. Okay.
I liked Kenobi. I
Yeah.
know it did have some bits that weren't great again, but I think overall, like I've put it in B tier, so the same tier as Rebels and Book of Boba Fett.
But what about Darth Vader?
Oh my god, Darth Vader's in it, so it's got to go S tier. I know, but like, put it in A.
Okay, so you got it in the same tier as Bad Batch.
Is good.
Yeah.
Because it was
'Cause
nice seeing Ewan back.
They brought Hayden back. They brought Ewan back.
And I've met
We had
like
the flashback scenes, and yes, you met.
and I've met like you know, I met the two I met all the Vaders in the show,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing Obi-Wan and Vader again was like heartbreaking, and you know that whole like, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
A tier.
Yeah.
Really good. Really enjoyed. Just there was also moments that sort of like let it down a bit. So you know, and that bit where he was like, "Spare any credits."
Oh yeah.
The 501st Trooper.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think there's some bits that they could have done with it. Like I don't like how Reva got stabbed by Vader twice and survived.
Yeah.
Once in the chamber, was in the temple as a Padawan pretending to be dead, and then literally at the end, she worked out that Luke is Anakin's son, or Luke worked it out that way. I didn't really like that bit, but you know, we also saw the Jedi in the like tombs and all that, and it's just like, brutal. But no, I'm gonna put it there. Put it there.
I really like Kenobi.
Ahsoka.
Again, I really liked Ahsoka as well.
I'm going to put it there.
Yeah.
A tier. Above Kenobi.
For that one episode, 100%.
I mean, yeah, if we're doing it on like episodes or arcs or whatever, then like you'd put that S. But like overall, I did really like it. Nice to see the continuation of Ahsoka's story. Nice to see how like they brought Rebels into the like live action.
Yeah.
And I think the casting was really good.
Yeah.
Baylan Skoll, fantastic character, like introduction. A season 2. Do you know what? I reckon if season 2 like is as good as Ahsoka, like season 1, I might push it up to like S tier or above Bad Batch.
Yeah.
I just thought, but that, you know, that one episode was just incredible. One of my favorite Star Wars TV like episode moments. You know what I mean? Yeah. That flashback seeing Rex in live action, like we watched it, and I looked at you, and I was like almost like emotional, and like almost I had like tears. Yeah. So I was like, that is my guy in live action. What the hell? And like I said, if they do season 2 with flashbacks of like Kenobi in armor, Cody live action properly with Rex or something. My
Yep.
God. And obviously, they're teasing the Mortis gods as well.
I feel like season 2 is going to be even better.
Yeah. But I will say, like, casting, again, I loved, is it Emily Winstead as Hera? Was it
Mary
Mary
Elizabeth
Mary
instead or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hera, great casting.
Yeah.
I really like seeing Ezra again, and it was quite nice that they've almost continued the conclusion of his story with Thrawn. Thrawn as well, spot on, looks great. I think the Night Troopers was a really cool addition as well. The like zombie troopers, because I was like,
yeah,
I love the book Death Troopers. So are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really liked the whole World Between Worlds with Anakin, and yeah, it was so cool.
Okay.
So we have 2 more.
We have 2 more. This might be a bit controversial.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. The Acolyte.
Yeah.
A tier. I really liked it. I loved The Acolyte.
I wouldn't say above Kenobi.
I would. There was more moments in The Acolyte that I really liked. Like seeing Vanestra in live action from reading her as like a comic character. That whole, again, like you're saying about episodes, that whole episode 5 with the stranger going to town on those Jedi was so brutal, but such like a good watch as well. Like that bit where he like headbutts a lightsaber with his helmet, and then this like brutalness of like him with Jackie, and then him with Yord. That one episode was so good, and then the end.
I think the end sort of let it down a bit though.
What, Plagueis?
No, I mean
literally Plagueis was there like creeping.
Yeah. No, I mean how it all ended with like Master Soul and how Vanestra had to cover it up and all that. I didn't like that.
I know, but it's like they were clearly planning for like season 2 or doing another one. And I think the hate that this show got was unnecessary, unwarranted. Okay, it wasn't the best show, but as a Star Wars fan, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really liked it. And I think, I wanted to see where this was going. Because, like, there was vectors, there was just so much that I wanted to know more of. It's like Kamir was clearly Vanestra's old Padawan or something. It's like, what happened there?
Yeah.
What is Plagueis doing there? Like, you had the twins. Like, obviously, I know they tease Yoda at the end, but it's like also seeing the Jedi robes of the High Republic. Like, for me, I was just smiling because I was like, this is an era that I really like. And we're finally seeing it in live action. And it got a lot of heat. And yeah, I really like it. You don't like it there, do you?
I enjoyed it, but Kenobi, like Ewan McGregor and Hayden coming back, was just the best. I mean, you got a Darth Vader lightsaber there, so like that kind of proves my point.
Right, do you want to go over there and get me my High Republic lightsaber? Okay. Well, I did move Mandalorian up to S tier for you, so I think you can give me one here.
Okay.
I really liked it. I really liked The Stranger, and like I said, that episode was one of the most brutal and most exciting I've seen in a Star Wars episode. And Kalnaka, a Wookiee Jedi, and I was so
many
gutted for
people
him.
that died, and it was not.
I know, but that's like
Mhm.
That's what makes it good when it's like you're being hurt by it and brutal, and then Master Soul as well. So, I really like the song.
Mhm.
So yeah, can I put it there?
Skeleton
Last.
Crew. It's quite high.
It is, but it's also like not.
Mm.
I really like Skeleton Crew. I think it was something really fresh, something really different. I think the kids actors did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the story of the fact that it was just some kids, they come across an old ship and they happen to be a part of an ancient society that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Or should I put it top of B?
Mm.
I did really like it. And you got Neil as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Why is this so hard? It's the live action ones that are hard for me because, like,
I've moved
they
it to the, for the
all
listeners. I've moved it to the top of B because of the 4 that I've got in front, like in the A tier above it.
Mhm.
It's definitely, I definitely wouldn't choose it over those ones.
Mhm.
But again, the kid, it was a really good story. The kids did really well.
Mhm.
Neil, that's all I've got to say for Neil. I don't need to say any more for him. It's my go.
Mhm.
He would be S tier. Maybe we should
Yeah.
do like a characters.
I
That
think
would be
the
hard.
only reason I would probably put it in B is because I really didn't like some bits with like Jude Law when he was just being really mean and stuff. And
So I
like
guess that is his
brutal.
character, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so should we leave it there?
I think yeah.
B tier, top of B tier.
But we do really like it.
We do really like it. And Neil Nation,
Yeah.
like I said, if we were doing based off characters,
Mhm.
we'd probably have like different shows at like
We
S tier.
We should definitely do a characters one.
Okay. But I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah.
So what we'll do again is we'll get a photo of this. We'll post it on our Instagram for you guys to comment on.
Move these up. And then I don't know if there's a way of delete row.
Okay.
There we go. That's a bit better.
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh. There we go.
But we'll put this on our Instagram so you can check it out and discuss it with us. Like I said, comment on it what you think.
Yeah.
You seem very unhappy with something.
No, I'm not unhappy. I feel like a lot of people were gonna hate our decisions.
I know.
I feel like this is gonna be a controversial one, guys. So
obviously, hang on. Let's have a look. Last little look.
I mean, for you listeners, because obviously you can't see the screen, so we have in the top tier we've got the Clone Wars and the Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
Then the sort of very good tier, we've got Bad Batch, Ahsoka, The Acolyte, and Kenobi.
That's the one everyone's going to hate, isn't it?
The Acolyte, I reckon. B. Are you moving?
I don't know.
I mean, we do really like The Acolyte.
I do. I think it has to be in that tier.
Yeah.
In my opinion, because
I think the only reason why I'd probably put Kenobi above it is because of Hayden and Ewan.
Yeah.
And I think they got a lot of unnecessary hate for Kenobi as well, being like too old or whatever.
I know, but I feel like, both of them had moments that were a bit naff. Yeah. But also both had really good moments that I love. And I'm just gutted that, they were clearly planning on doing more with it. Mm-hmm. Clearly. But because of because of the fans, though.
Okay.
So stupid.
So
Ran over.
So top tier, we've got Clone Wars and Mandalorian. Then the sort of amazing tier, we've got Bad Batch, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and The Acolyte. Then the sort of good tier, we've got Skeleton Crew, Book of Boba Fett, and Rebels. I feel like a lot of people are going to say Rebels is quite low, but yeah.
And I think the Rebels is low. Think of
Yeah.
C.
Then we've got C, which is
It's
the
okay.
like okay tier. We've got Andor and Tales of the Jedi. Then D is like the meh tier, which we've got Tales of the Empire. And then E, we've got Visions and Resistance, just because we haven't really seen them.
Yeah, and I've not been like.
So we can't really
keen to-
judge
yeah.
those ones.
But like, I'm not really keen on those ones.
Yeah.
But like you did say, there is also the High Republic one.
But then there is
that is
Young
also
Jedi
like
Adventures.
a kiddies one, isn't it? So again, I'd probably
Again,
put that
probably
towards E tier.
D or E, because we've not really seen it.
Yeah.
There is another one actually. It's what is it called?
Oh, it's
a really good one. And it's like animated.
Don't tell me you're saying droids.
No, not
because we
droids.
forgot droids.
Oh yeah, we did.
But
there's
oh,
another
God.
one. Let me get it up on Disney Plus because it was really good, and I can't remember what it's called. But it's basically like clips from I think it's called like Forces of Destiny.
Oh, I remember you telling me about that.
It's so there's some prequel bits, there's some sequel bits, there's some originals bits, and it's basically it's called Star Wars Forces of Destiny Shorts. I really liked that, and I would probably put
I haven't seen it, so I couldn't give you a fair observation for it.
I mean, I would probably put that like sort of C or B tier. But again, it's not like completely canon to Star Wars. It's just like a little bit of fun, really, like a little animated show, and it's just like little shorts. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen that, that's a really good one.
I just thought of a good one,
And I
good
think-
tier list we could do maybe like next time.
Yeah.
Games.
Yeah, Star Wars games.
That'd be a good one. But yeah, here is our final.
I think we definitely need characters because I've seen a few
There's
tier
so many
lists
bloody characters.
where it's like Clone Wars characters, or maybe like Star Wars show characters, or we'll see what we can find for another episode. But I think this is probably
But yeah, we hope you've enjoyed that one.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna quickly do meme of the week
Yes,
because
we've
this
been
is
here
very
for a while.
accurate.
So we've got 3 different Lego sets, and it says my brain says, my heart says, and my wallet says.
So my brain says the play set Millennium Falcon, which is like the middle,
sort of cheaper one.
the middle tier one.
Mm-hmm.
My heart says the UCS set,
which is the
whatever,
£600 one, yeah.
700 odd quid.
Yeah.
My wallet says, and then it's the microfiber, and it's very accurate because that is a lot of us, right?
Because your heart wants the biggest Lego set ever,
The Venner.
We've got the Venner.
don't need the other ones, but we would buy them because.
But then, say they did a slightly smaller one, and you're like, oh yeah.
If they do a mini scale one, like the Invisible Hand or the Acolyte, I would buy the Venner. Because
the UCS ones, because there's so many pieces to them, it's like, right, this is going to be 500 quid. And then you're looking at the other ones, and you're like, oh well, they do a slightly smaller one for 100. That's probably the one I should go for. So your brain's telling you that, but then your wallet is like, yeah, you can't even afford that. So
Just
you may
get,
as well
just get
the little
that
mini
one. Yeah, just get that one. You'll be all right. But yeah, believe that is it.
Yes.
So that is it from us. We hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a bit of a longie,
Mhm.
but we have had a lot to go through with the
And
shows.
some of them were so tough.
Yes.
Don't be mad at us, guys. This
No.
is just a little game
Yeah,
where
it's a bit of fun.
we just put all the shows in different tiers and talk about them.
But yeah, so let us know. Like I said, we're going to put it on our Instagram. Let us know below what you think of it and what you would change or where you would put stuff. Again, we want to know where you would do stuff like that. You know, so yeah. So from me, guys, may the force be with you.